let's talk about Hyliion, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove it. And today we're speaking about the juicy company that is Hyliion. I mean, the amount of questions I'm getting in regards to these guys lately is insane. It is second only to Workhorse. And there has been a few little pieces of news that have come out since my last update video on the company that I want to run through with you guys. Especially because of the insane price action we have been seeing. I mean, we were up over 100% in the space of a week and a half. That is insane. In general, it's been a great last couple of weeks for EV. NIO and Tesla as well have had some insane run-ups. Our baby on this channel, Workhorse, is taking his time, but it's okay, guys. He's just taking his time. He's just letting us get more shares, that's all. But today is all about Hyliion, and there's a few key points that I want to cover. So first of all, there was a shareholder alert that came out that a lot of people have been asking me about. And this is about SHLL LLP. I don't know how you pronounce that. SHLL is what I'm going to call them. Doing an investigation into Tortoise Acquisition Corp. And I'm going to get into this in the video, but first thing I want to say, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I have seen this happen with so many SPACs over the last couple of months. It literally just seems like a trend at this point. It seems like something people do. I don't know if it's to, you know, try and put fear into the market or just free advertising, but I am not worried about this whatsoever. I want to have a look at just the price action in general because it has been absolutely insane, people. And I also want to speak a little bit more about the potential merger date that should be imminent. So guys, right before we get into that juicy information, can I please ask you to hit a juicy like, as it really helps me in the channel out. I'd appreciate it so much. The support you guys have shown me this week has been absolutely amazing. It's been our best week on YouTube ever. I really do appreciate you all so much. If you're new around here, hit the juicy red subscribe button, people. Join the family. It's completely free. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Hyliion. If you're involved, if you're still buying at these prices, maybe what your cost basis is, let us know, people. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, let's get into it. So this is the most important piece of news that needs to be covered, guys. The shareholder alert. SHLL LLP investigates Tortoise Acquisition Corp. This came out August 27th, so it came out Thursday. Funnily enough, it didn't actually scare shareholders whatsoever. So we peaked out Monday 24th of August. You will all remember we closed that day at a very clean $40 a share. Since then, we were downtrending a little bit, down 7.5% up until that Thursday that this article came out. And then the first day we were back in the green was the following day, up 2.7% on the Friday. The other thing I want to address, people, okay, I was getting a lot of messages regarding this, okay, a 7.5% dip, and people asking me, was there a big pullback, you know, should you be selling now and trying to get a better cost basis later on? And guys, it was a 7.5% pullback. In the span of a week and a half, we had gone up over 100%. I mean, this is normal. It's so normal. Actually, it's not normal. In my opinion, a bigger pullback would have been normal. Contrary to popular belief, stocks don't only go up. And I know, you know, a lot of people don't want to believe that, but they don't. Stocks go up and they go down. I mean, we went on a disgusting run. We absolutely destroyed, and I mean destroyed, our all-time highs by very close to 30%. We saw this happen multiple times last week as well. NIO stock, another example. We shot up over 50%, then we saw this pullback of 9.5%. It's normal, people. These things are always going to happen. DPHC up 33%, little pullback of 1%. So first things first, something like this should not worry you. If you have a cost basis, my cost basis, for example, is $20.98. If I sold out here with the intention of getting in later, do you really think I am ever going to have a cost basis nearly as good as $20.98 again? I really don't. That just comes down to not trying to time the market. If you believe in the company and you want to stay invested in the company for a long period of time, don't let a 7.5% dip scare you, I'll put it that way. And don't let something like this scare you either. So they're investigating possible breaches of fiduciary duty and other violations by law by the Board of Directors of Tortoise Acquisition Corp. in connection with the company's proposed merger with privately held powertrain solutions company Hyliion. Under the terms of the merger agreement, Shell will acquire Hyliion through a reverse merger that will result in Hyliion becoming a publicly listed company. Upon closing the transaction, the combined company will be named HYLIION Holdings Corp and will remain listed on the NYSE, trading under the new ticker symbol. I mean, what's scary about that, people? To me, this literally just looks like a company who either wants free advertising because they understand just how popular Hyliion is in the world of investing right now, just how many people are watching this ticker and everything that comes out behind it, or else they could have some sort of a bearish motive. And I mean, if you've been around the last month, maybe the last 2 months, we've seen so many things like this especially in regards to SPACs and even just EV in general. And I mean, usually things like this at least scare shareholders. It really didn't with Hyliion. I mean, we went up, people. So they're investigating whether Shell's board acted in the best interest of Shell's public shareholders in agreeing to the proposed transaction, whether the board was fully informed as to the valuation of Hyliion, whether the deal's equity split is fair to Shell shareholders, and whether all information regarding the valuation of the transaction is fully and fairly disclosed to Shell public shareholders. I can tell you right now, it just is. I mean, guys, just look at every single SEC filing. I could not be worried any less about this situation. If anything, it could end up actually being good for us Hyliion bulls. It's more of a media presence. You know, people are going to be making videos about this. People are going to be speaking about this on forums. It's even more of a media presence for us. And anybody who takes 5 minutes out of their day to read what is happening will realise there's not really much of a case here. If you want all of the proof in the world, go read this SEC filing that's hundreds and hundreds of pages long. There has clearly been a lot of time put into valuing and evaluating this company. So that's the first thing I want to make very clear. Do you have to worry about this? In my opinion, not whatsoever. Now, obviously, occasionally something will show up out of something like this, but I've just seen so many of them the last month, so many investigations. It loses its pizzazz. Very rarely does something come from them. Now, that SEC filing I just showed you, remember I showed you this last week. Page 148 in their most up-to-date 14A filing. The timing of the next financial event, the 14th of September to the 30th of September, and of course we all expect this to be the announcement of the merger, or else the merger actually happening. So if it's the merger actually happening, we are going to have to know in advance. So next week we're moving into September. This date is getting extremely, and I mean extremely close. And in my opinion, if they plan on this merger happening, you know, towards the middle to end of September, I see no reason for them to elongate the process. You know, they already don't have all that much PR out there. They haven't released much news. The stock's price has already shot up so much in value. If they want to keep momentum and price action on their side, the sooner that they announce this, the better. So I personally do think that next week or the week following is going to be a very big week for one reason or another. That's why I have not sold anything. I have not trimmed out of my position by any means whatsoever. I am still holding. I think now is one of the worst times you could sell, because that news is extremely imminent, and they have given us a 95% probability of this financing event coming to fruition. So it is very likely that it is going to happen, people. It's just that simple at the end of the day. I mean, if we can do this on the expectations of a merger just coming out soon, I think it's going to be a juicy, and I mean the juiciest of juicy runs when the merger happens, which could genuinely be as soon as 2 to 3 weeks down the line, people. And there is clearly still a lot of people just as confident as they've always been. There is people buying at $37+ a share. People have been buying like crazy the whole way up. I mean, guys, look on the monthly chart on Yahoo Finance. Look at the volume. I mean, the volume has been insane. I mean, just look at the volume from the last half of this month compared to the first half of this month. Insane stuff, people. I mean, there is still a lot of people willing to buy at these prices. We were only $20 a share 2 weeks ago, people. I don't think the hype or the confidence that people have in this company is going anywhere anytime soon. Let me put it that way. And I think we all know at this stage, in regards to SPACs and EVs in general, hype and momentum are potentially the most important things to keeping a company moving, especially when we have a lack of news. And I also want you to keep in mind, guys, that all of this happened with very, and I mean very little substantial news. This from the SEC filing was one big piece of news, and this was literally the only other decent piece of news we've had. Hyliion and Dana joined forces with Hyliion to demonstrate hybrid system for Class 8 vehicles. This is something I haven't actually gone through on the channel yet before, so we'll go through it quickly because it is quite important for Hyliion investors. So Hyliion and Dana have launched a national program with Hyliion to demonstrate Hyliion's hybrid diesel powertrain to Hyliion's customers. Hyliion is North America's premier full-service commercial truck leasing, rental and maintenance company. Hyliion is committed to equipping our customers with the world's leading technology that reduces operating costs while reinforcing our commitment to building a more sustainable commercial transportation industry. So I mean, it's just getting the product out there to more potential customers just like that, which of course is happy days for Hyliion as a company and for all of us investors. And Thomas Healy says it himself, working with industry leaders like Hyliion and Dana is critical to to introducing our technology to fleets throughout the country. The commercial transportation industry has reached a pivotal point where environmental impact is paramount to business success. And I think we're starting to see that again. Let me throw you over to Workhorse and the USPS contract in particular. The USPS is in terrible need of a new fleet. We have seen the urgency created by Lose the Joy as of late, and I think environmental awareness is playing a massive role in what the next generation of fleets are going to look like. That is obviously why I'm so heavily involved in EV. I mean, 4 of my 5 biggest positions are now in EV. So HYLIION's national tour will continue through the end of 2020, offering short-term rental agreements to HYLIION's customers interested in evaluating Hyliion's technology. So this to me is really exciting, because again, it's getting their product to more potential customers. It's actually letting them use it and see if it works for them, and then that could create very long-term, very sustainable relationships and sustainable revenue, which obviously for a company like Hyliion at the stage of their life cycle that they are in is really important, people. So that's the only decent piece of news we've gotten in a very long time, and that, guys, actually has me super excited. I mean, if Hyliion can run over 100% on very little news, imagine what could actually happen when the merger date gets announced 100%. Imagine what could actually happen when they file as a public company and they have to start filing a lot more of what could be going on behind the scenes. I for one believe there is more contracts going on behind the scenes than we are aware of right now. And once the company goes public, I think they will all come to fruition. And once that comes to fruition, it fills people with even more confidence. I did a video earlier on in the week speaking about my price targets for Hyliion, so if you want that information, I'll have it up in the corner of the screen right now. But that is the update, people. That is the update. We are making these insane moves despite a lack of news, and even, you know, some Weaslaw LLP trying to investigate them and issuing this shareholder alert. Despite all of that, guys, we're booming. Am I willing to buy more at this price? Honestly, guys, I'm fairly happy with my stake in the company. I only own 40 shares. As I said, I have a $20.98 cost basis. The most I could see myself adding to my position around these current price points would be an extra 25%, which would just be 10 shares. And I am very heavily contemplating doing so very early next week, just because of the news that I expect us to be getting very shortly. Obviously, that will hurt my cost basis quite enough, but who cares if you think that this is going to be a triple-digit company in a relatively short period of time. But that is my little juicy Hyliion update, people. I hope that you all enjoyed. So, people, if you have watched until the end of the video, I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You are helping me out so much more than you understand, and you, my friend, are a true legend. If you did enjoy this video and you took some value from it, please, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, drop me a comment, and subscribe if you're new around here, because those things help me out so much. Also, I just want to thank you all for the amazing support this week. It was our best week ever on YouTube. At the end of last week, I put up something on my community tab because, you know, I kind of felt pressured to make certain videos or to not speak about the same companies more than once a week. And the support I got on that post was really overwhelming. It was amazing, and it made me just want to post whatever I wanted to post. Like today, for example, I really just wanted to speak about Hyliion, okay? So I made this video. Earlier on in the week, I had already made a Hyliion video. So a couple of weeks ago, I would not have made this video even though I wanted to, and that led to me, you know, having to come up with another video idea that I did not want to make as much, so I wouldn't be as excited about it. So I just think that the content level dropped. But you guys giving me the support and giving me the confidence to just make whatever videos I want when I want, it really does mean an awful lot to me. I genuinely mean that. The support you guys show is absolutely insane, so thank you all. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic weekend. I have another video coming out later on. You already know what video comes out on Saturday. I will see you then. Have a good one. Peace.